Hi there, it's Wendy Hernandez with Command the Courtroom. Today I want to talk with you about trying to settle your case. So over the course of my 20 plus years of being a practicing attorney, I've taken a lot of cases to trial, but I've also settled a lot of cases. In fact, more of the cases I have handled have settled outside the courtroom, which, as you know from my other videos, I think that's usually what gets parties the best result. If they can resolve things on their own terms versus having a judge tell them what they will do with their lives and with their children. So right now I am in the process of trying to help my client settle a case that's been going on for over a year. It's been like a year and 2 months since she filed for her divorce, and the contested issues are, of course, decision making, also known as custody of the children, and parenting time. There's a lot of issues in this case. And in the course of the year plus that I've been handling the case, we've extended a couple of settlement offers to the other party through his attorney. And he has not even responded to either of those settlement offers. And what's resulted is we've had a few trial settings because we keep thinking we're going to get the case done in one trial setting of several hours, and it doesn't get done, and the judge is telling us to come back. We have another trial setting coming up in February, and my client, who's been spending tons of money getting ready for this case and defending her positions, really just wants to settle it. So we have been kind of massaging some of the other settlement offers that we sent to the other party, and we're getting ready to send one out. And one thing that I've noticed about my client is that in her settlement offers, when it comes to a couple of issues, she's really insistent on getting the very best case scenario for herself. And so, for example, she wants reimbursement for all the community expenses that she has been carrying since this divorce action started. And the best case scenario for her would be to go to trial and have the judge award her 100% of that reimbursement that she's requesting. But I will say that it's rare, at least in Maricopa County, that a judge will do that. Usually a judge just says, not giving you reimbursement, you just kind of have to eat the cost, that's the price, and move on. So in the offer of settlement that we're working on, my client is really wanting to demand that her ex pay her 100% of his share of the reimbursement for the things that she's been carrying, like the gym membership and the phone bill and the storage costs, etc. And there's no question she's entitled to it. It's not fair that she carry 100% of this expense that's been pending. But if her goal is settlement, then there's certain things that she's going to need to let go of. And in my mind, this is one of the things that she should consider letting go of. Do I think it's fair? No. Is it a compromise? Yes. And if you want to settle a case, then you're going to have to compromise in some aspects. And believe me, some of the things that she's asking for in this offer of settlement, I'm sure the other side, her soon-to-be ex-husband, he's probably going to think that they're not fair. For example, she wants joint decision making, but in the event of a conflict between parents, she wants final say with respect to major decisions. So in essence, she wants sole decision-making authority, and there's good reason for her to have that in this case, and I think that is something she should insist upon. But when it comes to these other items that, really amount to a few $1,000s, I'm asking her to reconsider her position, because by demanding these things of her ex, she's demanding really what is her best case scenario on those items at trial. And he really has nothing to lose by going to trial on those items. So when you're trying to settle, and if you're extending a settlement offer to the other side, there are three things you should ask yourself when you're extending the settlement offer. The first thing is really, do I really want to settle this case? Is that my goal in sending the settlement offer? And if it is, I encourage you to look at those places of that offer where maybe you could give a little that might motivate the other side to settle. Now, the second thing you should look at is if your goal really isn't to settle, but your goal is to show the judge that you're being reasonable by extending a settlement offer, well, then it may not hurt for you to demand your best case scenario at trial. However, remember that if you do make that demand in your offer and you take it to trial, the judge may look at that demand as not reasonable, depending on the position. The third thing that you may be trying to do with your settlement offer is just get a conversation going. And you may not have the expectation that the other side is going to agree to each and everything. You may have the expectation and the hope that they're going to get talk with you and make a counter offer. Sometimes that happens. In the case that I was just talking about, it hasn't happened. The other side hasn't responded to either of our settlement offers, so I don't expect that he's going to respond to this one. So anyways, that's kind of what I communicated to my client yesterday. Really, what is your goal? Do you want this to end? If so, what can you let go of? And while you don't, start with your best offer at the beginning of settlement negotiations, remember that this particular case has been going on for quite some time, and we have extended different permutations of offers. They haven't worked, so now we got to go back to the drawing board and look at something a little more creative. So I hope this helped. Remember, if you haven't already subscribed to the Command the Courtroom YouTube channel, do it now. You'll get the videos every week as they're released. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Like us on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook. Share this with anybody that you think could benefit from it. Go to commandthecourtroom.com, and I'm getting ready to revamp the website and add some things. So check it out there. Get your best interest checklist if you haven't. Keep on trucking, and until next week, remember to command the courtroom.